Welcome, everybody, to the Decriminalize Nature podcast. Thank you for joining us.
My relationship with nature ain't illegal. Plant power to the people. Plant power to the people. Where you dream is where I'll be.
To answer your question that you just asked about the narrative that the opening up, growing up as a child of immigrants in an immigrant community, the messages you receive constantly in the world are about being not worthy, not worthy to participate in the things that other people seem to be participating in who have greater privilege, about growing up around litter, about growing up around gangs, or growing up around violence. You're absorbing this message that I am not worthy. And the clearest message that came out of my experience with mushroom and ayahuasca is just how sacred I am as a being on this planet. Yes. I am life.
Yes.
And all life is sacred. And suddenly all that stuff that's telling you that narrative about how unworthy you are goes away when you realize I am life. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you start from there.
That's powerful, man.
I think one thing I'll add to that too is a lot of times, particularly people of color, think about our healing process as something that you go to the doctor for, that it's outside of ourselves, right? And so I think that the power of thinking about plant medicine is that it really is our own personal journey, that we have control over that process, or we have agency within that to be able to really heal and tap into what is really true and real for us, right? And move that forward, as opposed to being dependent upon someone else to tell us what's wrong with us and then what we need to be able to heal. And we can really, using the plants, can be able to come into our own self to figure that out for ourselves and move it forward. I think that's one of the beautiful things too. Especially, like I say, for people, who have experienced oppression in this country in particular and throughout the world. Like, for us to have agency over our own healing that's, like you say, that's the liberation, right? That's the process. That's the revolution.
Especially our consciousness. Our very existence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have control of that.
Yeah.
That's ground zero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank all the listeners for listening to the Decriminalize Nature podcast.
My relationship with nature ain't illegal. Plant power to the people. Plant power to the people. Where you dream is where I'll be.